Okay.
We are now live. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright, cool, I'm back.
Nice. So I went through some lap times
Yeah,
before the race.
yeah.
TET lap times, time trial lap times.
What'd you see?
And I saw, like, I wanted to see how fast, who is how fast. So I saw that Hochi and who's this guy? Space
Scott.
Cowboy.
Oh, Space Cowboy, yeah, yep.
Yeah, Hachi and Space Cowboy are the fastest. Like, yeah. So from T2, the other guys I don't know because I don't have them as my friends, so I couldn't see. But those were like 22.5, 22.0. So that was nice. That was quick. So I'm hoping, I'm suggesting that they will fight for the win today.
Yeah, well,
I think so.
Well, it's the most recent development is that Kanina was not going to be able to join today's race, so he was going to be a contender for the front runner. But
Right.
with that being said, Stein, Stein was pushing very hard in the last race. He did DNF out of the race, but he was just behind Canino, who was in P2. So I'm going to be looking for him as well this weekend to get a good result because he looks really, really quick in that Red Bull.
We will see. For sure, it will be a nice fight. I hope so. I think a lot of safety cars will be as well involved in the race. So the tire strategy again will change. So it will be interesting for sure, and maybe some rain.
Yeah, we'll see. That's always the thing with the dynamic weather is no one really knows.
So it's 5 o'clock, right?
Yep, I think they're probably just waiting on a couple more people to join up. If you're tuning in, thank you for tuning in. This is the Performance Racing League Development Tier 2 race. I am Terrible One, and I am joined by the world famous Renee. Say hello, Renee.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever the heck you are.
Good afternoon. Or maybe in 2 hours, good night.
Yeah. I'm excited for today's race. I think today we're going to see, for me, even though we got a little bit of a preview last weekend, I think today is really going to be where we find out what the pecking order is.
For sure. But Australia, for me, Australia is kind of like it's hard. For example, a lot of these guys, I think they are on controller. So it's for me it was always difficult with a pad, with an analog stick.
Why?
I don't know. It's just really hard to because you're not going slow, right?
No.
So those corners, for example, the first corner, it's really difficult to hit the apex of the first corner and the second as well,
Right.
because it's so fast.
Right.
And if you because it's strict, right? The corner cutting.
The track limit.
And if
correct.
you hit it, exactly. So if you hit it in the wrong, the curb on the first corner, if you hit it, and you hit it badly, so if you cut more than you have to,
Right.
You will get track limits.
Right.
So
And then it's going to cost you time.
Exactly. So and yes, a lot of time. You can drop a lot of time there in the first corner, just the first corner. So I think for me, Australia is a difficult one, and for I think some of the guys here. So that's why I'm saying that I think there will be a lot of safety cars involved and virtual safety cars.
Well, what is your take on the tire strategy? What kind of tire? Let's just say that there's no safety car. What is your take on this tire strategy? What do you think? 1 stop, 2 stop?
For sure, 2 stops. You have to stop twice.
Yeah, everything I've seen so far this week, I've seen a lot of people going to be aiming for the 1 stop, but we're going to see.
Well, I don't know. It depends. It depends. I'm saying again, it depends how the traction and everything.
Right.
How it is, because I don't know. I don't know. I think 2 stop might be quicker than 1 stop.
That could be the case. Yeah, I know this circuit is extremely difficult with the hard tire. There's not a whole lot of grip. That and trying to make the hard tire last for a long time, it only gets slower and slower and slower with less and less grip available. So it's going to be tough, but especially it's just like what you're talking about, that turn 1 section where it's so important to have that full throttle all the way down to turn 3, and you're going to need good tires to get that done. Same thing with the exit with turn 16 onto the main straightaway. It's so important to have good traction there, otherwise you have no chance at an overtake.
Yes, and also 11 and 12, the S section, the fast S section.
Right.
As well, the curb on the outside is really difficult. It will spin you out in no time, and you don't even know why.
Yeah.
You just hit it wrong.
Well, I'm excited to see what's going to happen here.
Me too. Me too. I think for me, the tire strategy again, I think for me, if I would go for, if I would qualify 5th, I would go for medium. So I would qualify on medium if I know that I don't have for the first 4 positions, I don't have the pace. I would qualify on mediums for P5 because it will be easier then to attack them because your tires will last longer.
They're gonna last longer, yeah. Yeah, when they pit, they're gonna come back out in traffic.
I don't think so.
The front runners, when they're on the soft in front of you, you don't.
I don't think so. I don't think they will come in the traffic. No, I don't think so.
It looks like Shep is on the medium tire. Looks like, who else is that? Steinmei's on the medium. People are already coming out to the track here, so let's go on board with Oso. He's on his out lap. Oso is someone we didn't see last weekend, so first race of the season for him in the Haas. Who else is out here? We've got Nira in the Williams, Pochi just behind him in the AlphaTauri. Who else is coming out here? Looks like Scorpio. Yeah, he missed out last weekend as well, so this is his first appearance for this season for this league. Happy to have him return here. Who's that in the other Haas? Pro Controller in the other Haas. Pro Controller was doing pretty good in the last race last weekend, but he did DNF out, so he'll be looking to get a good result here today. Who else is out here?
Yeah, I saw. He was quite quick. Yeah, I didn't expect that he will be so quick. Yeah, and as I said, look, Space Cowboy on the mediums straight away.
Yeah. So they've already got that strategy in mind, and we'll go on board with Oso. So he's just starting his hot lap.
Yeah.
Let's go on board with him. as he gets through this lap. Heavy braking into turn 1, into turn 2, full throttle, into the DRS on the run down of turn 3. Heavy braking again. Nice and tidy into turn 4. Alright, heading in down to turn 5. That's a tricky corner, turn 5, because you got to be very, very careful not to hit the curb too much to upset the car as he gets it into turn 6 and then turn 7. And everything seems to be on track for the moment so far. Now he's down into turn 9 and turn 10. And here comes that section that you were talking about, that high-speed chicane, turns 11 and 12. And you want
really
to
difficult.
Very, very difficult, very high speed. You'll want to stay tuned here to see what happens. Yeah, and he took it nice and easy there to make sure you got a clean lap going.
He took it nice.
Yeah,
I'm sure he left some time in it, but he took it really nice.
Yeah, I think especially for your first lap, you want to get a clean lap before you start pushing again on your final runs.
Yeah, for sure. That's really important. Yeah, to just to just get the track. Like,
yeah.
Okay, you get practices and everything, but still.
And who else is this? So also with the 125.6, Yuppie's just starting his hot lap behind him in the Ferrari, so we'll be seeing for Ferrari to get a better result.
We have a car off in the fence. Turn
Who's that?
12, like I said.
Oh, that's Shep.
That's Space Sky Boy.
Yeah, that's Shep. So here we go. Scorpio is putting his lap in, and Scorpio is the 126.3. Gaiden with the 127.7. And Vapor just behind him on his hot lap, but he hasn't placed himself in a very good position here. Nico John with the 125.590. Domingos crossing the line with the 125.499. So the racing points are looking pretty fast today.
Feeman.
Oh, and Feeman goes to the top with a 124.1. Great lap by Feeman.
Who else is on?
Okay, so Rusty Oil Can's coming around the last corner here on the mediums. And he's up into 8th position. Also jumps into the pits.
Oh my god. Oh, okay, and he
Yuppie.
destroyed the Vapor.
Oh,
Vapor
did he?
just destroyed his car.
Well,
Yeah, again, turn 12, like I said.
it's the Widowmaker.
Yeah, but there was an issue with the Mercedes. I saw that the Mercedes, he just didn't know when to go off the track or when to leave the
yield.
space for him.
Yeah, the problem is he was already on his hot lap. Alright, and
Yeah.
now, who else have we got crossing the line here?
I
Looks
think
like-
Hachi just started a fast lap.
Okay, I'm trying to see if who else is finishing a lap. McLaren goes into the pits. Domingos looks like he's going into the pits. Nico John is on the penultimate term and he goes into the pits. And Feeman goes into the pits as well. So we'll go on board with, what is that, the Alfa Romeo? Yeah, Rusty in the Alfa Romeo. And it looks like, yeah, I think he's on his in lap. Now we've got Yuppie in going into turn 13 on the approach to turn 14. I think he's on his in lap as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's on his in lap. So let's go on board with Hochi. Now Hochi still hasn't set a lap.
Yeah, he will just start the lap.
Alright, so turn 15 and then to 16. Now to the approach to the final corner. And let's see where Hochi can place this car here. Oh, he's just starting the hot lap.
Yep.
And it looks like I'm on board now with Shep, and he's just starting the hot lap as well. And it looks like there's a car out in the gravel. Who's that? Steinmine. So Steinmine spun into turn 13.
Got disqualified as well.
Oh, he's gonna be absolutely just beside himself. He had every chance to fight for the pole today. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we'll go back on board with Hochi.
He got the corner turn 8, so invalidated it.
That sucks for Hochi. We'll go on board with the cars behind him. Looks like Bro Controller. He's not on a hot lap. Where's Oso? Oso. Looks like Oso is on a hot lap.
Let's see.
So he's at a 125.6. He's down in 7th, but he's going to want to try to improve that time to get up there to give him a good chance for the race. And he gets...
start his lap now.
Yep, he's starting his lap out. And look at that, Shep. Space Cowboy puts it on pole with the soft tires.
Wow.
But see, now he's compromised for the race because his original strategy was to try to go for that medium tire and go long into the race, but that hasn't worked out for him, so he's had to change his strategy to go for the soft tire, and it's working for now. He's going to start the race from pole position so far, but it's going to be tricky to make those tires last. We'll see how that strategy plays out for him. So now we're on board with Gaiden. He's down in 11th place with the 127.7, and let's see what he can do on this lap. And he doesn't improve. It looks like he's going to do another lap here.
And also is 0.8 of a second up on his personal best.
Yeah,
that sector.
He hasn't. It doesn't look like he's gotten any kind of fast lap. And Hochi just puts it into P7, Bro Controller into P6. Scorpio does not improve his time. He's still in with the 126.3s in 10th. Nero crosses the line. He started his hot lap. I'm going to go on board with Gaiden. He's finishing his lap. And I know Gaiden can be quick. I think he's a lot quicker than 13th right now, so we'll see what he can do with this lap. Looks pretty clean as he makes the approach to turn 16. Gets the DRS for the main straight. Let's see where it puts him.
First.
Into first, 123.9. That's a great lap by Gaiden.
I saw the last sector, last couple of corners, that it was really clean, really nice braking points, really nice apexes, really nice couple of last corners.
What kind of time do you think we're going to be seeing for a pole position today?
Well, 23.5
And Domingos
maybe?
just put it at the 124.3. You think a 123.5, huh?
Well, now that I'm looking at it, 6 minutes, I think like 23, yeah, 23.5. Let's be optimistic.
And the Nero has gone off in the approach to turn 16. It's a tricky corner, not a whole lot of traction, no banking to help you into the turn. Very flat. You're asking for a lot of traction out of those tires.
And at least virtually we have a Ferrari in second place.
Yeah, the Tifoso will be delighted, right?
Yeah. yeah.
For once, because I don't know if you watched qualifying so far at Spa, but it's not very good for Ferrari.
It's I never saw this kind of season. Like I never saw this. How can somebody be 1.6 seconds slower than last year?
It's
Ridiculous.
It's crazy. They're starting to approach Formula 2 speeds.
Yeah, GP2 engineer, just like Alonso would say.
He was trying to tell him.
Yeah,
Alright,
everybody's trying to warn them.
Everybody's jumping back into the pits. It looks like everyone's getting ready for their final laps, except for Yuppie and Shep. So Shep is just a hair over a tenth behind Gaiden. Yuppie he's actually had the same exact time as Domingos, and he'll want to improve that and put himself in the second row. Like you said, into that turn one, that whole off the start to turn one is going to be very difficult. So the farther up you can be on that start, the better off you're going to have in terms of positioning to try to make up some positions on the start, because it's very narrow in turn one. So Yuppie's making the approach now to the start-finish line. He's going to start his hot lap.
Let's see that lap. Nice, clean, calm, turn one.
Yep. Flat out, turn two, into turn three. Heavy on the brakes. And he goes a little bit wide. And it looks like, as we're watching Yuppie, looks like Beeman is starting to hot lap in his Renault. And we're going to go on board actually with, who is this? Space Cowboy. Oh, and it looks like he's invalidated his lap, so this lap won't count. We'll probably jump into the pits to get ready for a last run.
Yeah, he invalidated in turn 5. On the outside, just went off completely.
He still has a little bit of time, but he's going to have to hurry if he wants to get back on track and get a lap in. So now we got Nero starting his final run. We got, who is that? Yuppie finishing his run. Let's go on board with him. Now he's into approach down to the start-finish line.
Beeman is the fastest in second sector.
Alright, let's go on board with Beeman. As Oso start his hot lap. And Bro Controller, he tries to improve, but he does not improve. He's going to want to get off those tires.
Oh, Beeman.
Let's go on board with Beeman. Oh, and he's lost it.
Yeah.
He's lost
He
it.
had such a good time. That was maybe 1:23.5. Really, really fast second sector.
As Domingos is on his hot lap.
Really nice first corner. Really quick.
Yeah, Domingos has a lot of pace here, and he's going to want to improve because he's got the same exact time as Yuppie.
Let's see the first sector. Yep, fastest. Oh no.
It's an improvement over his time.
Yeah.
Oh, and as we're watching Domingos, Nero and the Williams just puts it on the provisional pole with the 123.420. I'm going to go on board with Hochi here. As Hochi crosses the line, and he does not improve. Also crosses the line, and he puts it into position number 2.
Domingos second sector the fastest.
We're on board with Domingos. He's He's currently in P6. Let's see where he can put this car. Into turn 16.
That's
Nice
pole position.
Nice clean exit. And he takes pole with the 122.9.
Really quick. I didn't expect that. That's quick.
Yeah, that was a clean lap from Domingos.
Really clean one. Really nice one.
So now Nero is going to have to find 5/10 of a second. Also is going to have to find 7/10 of a second. Oh, and I'm on board with Scorpio. And it looks like there was a bit of a collision with Rusty in the Alfa Romeo. Hochi's jumping into the pits. Also is trying to complete a run here to see if he improves. And he does not improve. So now we have everyone on their final laps here. We've got Nico John going into turn 16, approaching the final straightaway here. He's currently in P11. We'll see if he can improve. Nico John does improve to P8 with the 125.050. So let's go on board with McLaren. And it doesn't look like McLaren's got any lap, real fast lap time in here. But it looks like he's invalidated his lap. So we'll move on to Scorpio. Scorpio's in P11 with 125.397. And it looks like he's going into the pits. So we'll go on board with, who is this? Domingos. He's jumping into the pits. Now we'll go on board with Shep. Currently in P5 with the 124.092. We'll see if he can improve. And he does improve. So he goes to the 123.326 in the second place.
The last sector was really nice. It was really clean, really quick. Second and the first sector, not quite.
Oh, and Nico John going into the turn 11, turn 12 chicane. It looks like he gets held up by Oso.
Wow.
And that's going to ruin his chances for a hot lap. Although I think he was actually done. So now we're on board with, Oso's done as well. Now we're on board with Pro Controller. He's still finishing his run. Into turn 13, now into turn 14. Now 15 and 16. We'll see if he can improve because he's using P9 at the moment. And he does not improve. So he's still in P9.
I think that's it.
I think that's everybody. Yeah.
Domingos. Wow.
He's showing pace today, huh?
Yeah. A lot of plays. I didn't expect him on the pole today. And that time as well, 122.9. Quick, really quick. And he had no big mistakes, nothing like that, really clean lap. So there we have it. Domingos with a 122.969. Well deserved pole position. We will see what can the other guys do. For me, yeah.
I was going to say, look at these gaps. You know, the first, what is it, about 6 cars is roughly a second. So it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah. This will be really close in the race. And at the back, we will see who will finish where. But for sure, again, safety car can. You know, I think there is a high chance of safety car on the first 2-3 laps. So It will be interesting.
We're going to see that could also be a really good opportunity for someone who's on the soft tire to maybe jump onto the medium and extend as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good strategy as well. Yeah, because I think all of them had fast lap with soft tires, not the mediums, right?
Yeah, I think the one that's going to be
Probably.
also one to look out for sure at the start is going to be Steinmine, because Steinmine he's quick, but he got disqualified, so he started in P15.
It's difficult, really difficult to overtake on this track. So if he's fast and if he can manage to overtake a couple of cars, then there will be no problem.
I think
Sure.
the best opportunity is just being careful into through 1 and 2, but down into 3, this
Yeah.
long straight with some slipstream, he can make something happen.
Let's see.
Yep, and as we say that, they're going out for their formation lap.
You saw the pit stop strategy. Like I said, 2-stop. I think it's quicker than 1-stop.
And it looks like Hochi and Scorpio have been disqualified from the session. So I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like they didn't get off on the line there.
I think they had a collision. And the game just...
It might even have been. I can see them still on the start-finish line, so it couldn't even.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think they had. Here is it. Pit stop strategy.
Yeah.
So, no, the game is like if you collide with another person, the game will restart you, so you will go on the grid. You will not have the formation lap.
Right.
It was in last year's game as well.
Will they still be in the race?
Yeah.
Okay.
They will be, yeah.
Okay,
they
that's
just
good.
Disqualified themselves.
For the formation lap?
Yeah, yeah.
So they're going to suffer because of that, because I would imagine them they're not able to heat up their tires.
No, not at all. That's the point of this disqualification.
Right. So they're going to be suffering into turn 1 and 2. Meanwhile, everyone around them is going to have grip. So that's going to be tough on them. How's it going, Prof? So I'm being joined by Renee today. Renee, say hi to Prof. He's asking who's the co-commentator.
It's me, the Almighty.
The one, the only, the world famous Renee. Okay. So all the cars now on the grid. And all eyes will be on the lights here as they look to get the absolute best reaction time possible. As Prof is saying, hey, Renee. And how's it going, Kenny? 5 lights on the grid, and lights out and away we go. And, oh, the Racing Point gets a horrible start. That's Nico John. He got a terrible start, but Shep made a great start and made up a position. And Domingos is down to P5. Shep made a great start. He's in position number 1 here. So he's still in P1, and it looks like he's got the Williams. Oh, and Domingos is spun.
There's a couple of cars off.
Yeah, what section was that? That was in that section for turn 4.
4, 5, 6, yes.
Yeah.
It's really tight around there, so
Very
if you're
tight.
on the outside or the inside, it's really tight.
Well, that in that curve, if you nick that curve too hard on the entry or the exit, it's going to unsettle your car.
Yeah, for sure. That's Rusty. Rusty is P4 from P11, I think.
He made a great start. So So we're on board with, we're watching Shep. He's in P1 with Nero and the Williams just 4/10 behind him. So let's go on board with Nero. Oh, and it looks like Shep was a little bit wide. And let's go down to, who is that? Gaiden in P6 as Vapor jumps into the pit, so he must have lost a wing. So now I'm on board with Scorpio, and this is the battle for P5. We've got Gaiden in P5, Yuppie just behind him, and Ferrari and Scorpio just behind him, 1.2 seconds behind in the Red Bull. So I'm going to move up here to Yuppie. And he's right behind Gaiden. So this is the fight for P5 here. Gaiden in the Mercedes, Yuppie in the Ferrari. And I'll move down now to P11 as Domingos is right behind Hochi for P10. And Domingos will want to get through the up the position as quick as possible because he lost out on the first lap. Oh, and he misjudges his braking point. He's lost his wing. He might be able to continue here, but as Also is out. Also is out. Also and Nero are out. And that's on. That's and there goes the safety car that you were predicting. So that was on the exit of turn 12. So he must have touched the curb there.
So if I would be Space Cowboy, yes, he's coming in.
And
he's going.
What do you think he's gonna do here?
He's going for mediums. He has to go for mediums because hards he will be slow and
he won't last the whole race. He's going for another set of softs.
Oh god, okay, so that's interesting.
He can still go another soft and then another stint of oh, and Rusty crashes into the safety car.
Oh my god.
Rusty in P1 crashes into the safety car, so he's out.
And Yuppie lost his wing as well. No, he didn't.
I think that was the pieces of the car from Rusty.
Yeah.
So Rusty will be wondering what he was thinking there as he just crashed into the safety car and he was in P1. Unbelievable.
So I think for Ship, it's an interesting one because he put on the soft, so he will do another 10 to 12 laps on these.
Yeah.
10 maximum, and then mediums until the end on mediums. But I think he will be really slow on the last laps.
On the mediums or the softs?
Yeah, no, on the mediums. In the mediums.
But isn't everyone going to be slow in the last laps?
Yeah, on the last laps of the race, he will be really slow on the mediums because now he has 10 laps on these softs. Right, so that's 13. Lap 13 when he will come in for the mediums, and then he will have 16 laps.
If he can extend these softs for say 13 laps, then he only has to do about 13 on the mediums, and he's being helped right now by the safety car because the safety car is going to give him a couple laps where he's not pushing these tires too much. So our eyes are going to be on Shep to see if he can do what Vettel did in Spain and make these soft tires last, and that's going to pay dividends at the end of the race.
Yeah, but he will be faster than the guys ahead, and he has to make places up, so the grip of the tires he will lose as well.
He's going to have to try to make up positions immediately because his tires are fresh tires. Meanwhile, the cars in front of him are at least 4, 5, 6 laps old, including the qualifying laps. So yeah, and Rusty, it looks like Rusty has made a comment here. It looks like he said he looked away for a second, and that's when his collision with the safety car happened. So now I'm looking into the chat, seeing who's saying hello. Prop said hello. Kenny saying hello. Oshoaka, how's it going? Kenny saying Forza Ferrari.
Demon just destroyed his car.
The Beeman's out.
For no reason.
What is going on on this track today?
For no reason, he just ran into the barriers.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, we still got 11 cars in the race, so that's 3 cars out of the race in the first 3-4 laps. Or excuse me, 4 cars out of the race in the first 4 laps. So let's run through the order here. So we've got Yuppie in P1, we've got Scorpio in P2, and it looks like Vapor's got a 5-second penalty for colliding with Gaiden under the safety car.
That's his third one, I think.
Yeah, I know the guys just went over this stuff in the driver's meeting, so he'll be furious here, as it's something that he probably would have went over this morning, and as he hits Gaiden again, and he loses a piece of his wing. But we'll run through the order real quick. Yuppie in the Ferrari P1, Scorpio in P2 in the Red Bull, Bro Controller P3 in the Haas, Nico John P4 in the Racing Point, Shep Space Cowboy P5 in the Ferrari, McLaren P6 in the Renault, Gaiden P7, Vapor P8 in the, the McLaren, Steinmine in P9. He's made up 6 positions so far in the race after starting from the back. Domingo's in P10 in the Racing Point, and
and
in
Yuppie
P11.
spun on the restart.
Oh, he spun.
Yuppie just spun on the restart.
He spun. So Scorpio's now into the lead. In the Red Bull with Bro Controller just behind him. And they touch in turn 1. So Bro Controller just behind Scorpio for P1 and Shep just behind them at P3.
Also white for Scorpio.
What do you think happened with Yuppie? Cold tires?
Yeah, for sure. Or maybe you know, rich mix. If you have rich mix and overtake.
And overtake.
Yeah.
Too much power.
If you try to, exactly. If you try to, you will have a little bit of traction, but not too much. And you will spin
not enough. Yeah. Oh. And it looks like, who is this? Steinmine. Steinmine goes into the gravel.
And McLaren as well. Vapor just...
But Vapor was able to get past Shep in the turn 11, turn 12 section. But nice move by Vapor. He'll want to extend the gap because he's definitely got time penalties. Oh, and he goes wide. He goes wide. As Scorpio was trying to move on turn 16.
That's an interesting place.
It's almost impossible to overtake through there.
Yeah.
So you've seen that he's lost a lot of time, but he'll be trying to get back to Bro Controller now. But Bro Controller did overtake Scorpio for the lead.
One second between the 3 of them.
Oh,
and Space Cowboy.
He's lost a piece of his wing, so his car will not be sticking to the track like it once was. We'll see if he can stay with them though.
No, he's all right. He didn't lose any.
I think I did see a piece of wing fly off, but we'll look to assess the car when we have a shot to the outside. I'm now on board with in P7 with Domingo. He's made up a lot of positions after falling to the back after an early spin. Now he's on the approach to turn 11 in a slipstream of Nico John, his teammate, and it looks like he's going to get the job done on the inside here. And he does. So he's up into P6.
And somebody's off.
And McLaren is off. McLaren is off in turn 9, the chicane. So we'll go back on board with Space Cowboy in 3rd.
And
Bro Controller's going to the pits. See, the problem here with Bro Controller, I think, is that he put in so many laps on his qualifying tire. I think he put in like 4 laps, so those tires are going to be dead. Meanwhile, these guys are going to continue to extend their runs, especially Shep, since he pit on lap 2.
I think mediums now. Oh, hards for him.
He's going to try to go to the end. It's going to be very difficult, but we'll watch for him in the closing stages of the race. So now I think we can see, yeah, Shep, who's behind Scorpio. It doesn't look like he has the downforce. But no, you're right. It looks like his wing is intact, so he gets away with it.
And he's really close to Scorpio.
Yeah. So let's see.
Round, yeah.
Yeah, so now I've got the tire lap count, and yeah, so Shep is on 4 lap old. This is his 4th lap on the soft. This is Scorpio's 6 laps on the softs. So Scorpio's tires are going to start fading here. They're going to start going away, and you can already see as it starts going wide in some of these corners. But meanwhile, Shep is going to have. Meanwhile, his tires are going to be fading a little bit. He's going to have more grip here. So he's got the DRS now on the straight behind Scorpio. We'll see if he can make a move into turn 1, but I think it's a little bit too far back. And as we're saying that, it looks like the pit window has opened for a lot of these guys who are going to go on a 2-stopper. Oh, and it looks like he's trying to go for a move around the outside, but wasn't going to work there. So he's still behind Scorpio and P2 as they go into turn 5 and into turn 6 and 7. We'll go back now with Nico John. Nico John is in 5th place right behind Gaiden.
Domingos is faster on those hard tires than the soft runners in front of him.
But now, do you think his tires can go to the end? Because Domingos has already got 5 laps on the hards.
I think, yeah. But he has 2 laps under the safety car on those hard tires.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe. And Space Cowboy just took the lead.
So Space Cowboy into P1 with the pressure tires.
I think Domingos can go to the end if he's careful with these tires.
So now that's going to be the times to watch in terms of the gaps is going to be Space Cowboy and Domingos, because it looks like they're the quickest on outright pace. But in order for Space Cowboy to win this race, he's got to build up a gap of over 20 seconds so that he can pit and not fall behind Domingos. Although that could still work too, because he would be on the pressure tire at the end. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. And yeah, already we can see that Shep Space Cowboy has built out a gap of about 3 seconds over Storm.
He's so quick on those tires. Like he wants to destroy them now. He has to destroy them now in these couple of laps because he has to pit again.
You talking about Scorpio?
No, I'm talking about Sheep.
Oh yeah.
He has to pit again.
I think he's going to be absolutely pushing it to the limit right here, because he's got to build up as big of a gap as possible. Otherwise, he's going to fall too far behind some of the other runners who are not going to be stopping again, like Domingos.
He has to kill those tires right now because, yeah, but he's like a half a second quicker than Domingos. He's in the race with Domingos.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
And
but he's just half a second quicker than him. And those 7-lap tires maybe have 5 in them.
Yeah,
5 more laps in them.
And that's if he's careful.
Yeah.
So Scorpio's into the pits now, lap 10. He's getting off of the softs and now he's onto the hards.
And serving his 5-second penalty?
And it looks like he's serving the penalty, yeah. So now we're on board with Nico John. He's in P3 in the Racing Point, just behind his teammate Domingos, also in the Racing Point. So Racing Point's looking strong today.
Yeah, well, they are. Just like in real life.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see who has 5-second penalties. Domingos has a 5-second penalty. I don't know if he served it. I think yes.
We'll find out. As Nico John gets a 30-second penalty for track limits. Oh, 007 Mech. He's saying, hey fellas in the chat. How's it going, Mech? So Nico John is going into the pits on lap 9 of those on that stint on the softs. So I'm thinking he's gonna go on the hards here. Nico John pitting from P3. Yep, and he's going onto the hard tire, so he's gonna go down to the end. So now we're on board with Yeppy in P4. It's been a good comeback drive. He was in P1 on the early safety car, but he did lose traction on the restart and he spun, so he lost a ton of positions, but he's fighting his way back. We'll go on board with Vapor. Vapor's in P6, just behind Broken Controller in P5, and this is turning out to be a nice little battle here for P5.
And now is the change for the softs and the hards in lap time, because Domingos is second up on Space Cowboy in first sector.
So what do you do if you're Space Cowboy here? If you see the car behind now starting to gain on you, do you jump into the pits now, or do you extend your stint?
First of all, I pray for safety car. Second of all, I would go as long as I can, as long as I'm not losing too much time on these tires, and I would put mediums on, because I know that Domingos will go till the end.
Yeah, and those old hards are going to be so much slower than fresh mediums. Make a good point.
For sure.
So Broken Controller going into and he loses his end plate as he tries to go on around the outside of Vapor in turn 15 into turn 16. And Vapor, who was just behind earlier in the DRS protection zone, gets the DRS even though he's in front, so he's taking advantage of that. And let's see if there was any damage to Broken Controller's car. It looks like there was. Broken Controller lost a piece of the end plate there.
Left side.
On his left side, so that's gonna compromise his downforce.
Oh, for sure. A lot of time.
Wayne is in the chat saying, go on Jet P1. How's it going, Wayne? Your teammate? All eyes will be on Haas tomorrow as the new drivers make their debut. That'll be tomorrow for the Tier 1 race.
We'll see.
So we're still in, we're on board with Broken Controller in P6, and he's trying to chase down Vapor in P5, but...
And Space Cowboy is in pits.
Oh, and he's going on the into the pits. Yep, into the pits. So I would have thought he would have gone longer, because now he's going to need to do 17 laps on the mediums.
I don't think he's going to catch Domingos.
I think he may be able to, but he's going to have to push hard, and you can't make any mistakes.
I don't think so. 13 seconds behind, he has to be second quicker every lap.
Yep.
Just catch him, and he will have 4 more laps to overtake him. And his tires will be done.
We'll see what happens. Never say never, but it is going to be very difficult for Shep to make up that time now.
A safety car or a virtual safety car can help him.
Absolutely. Now let's go on board now in P11 with Stein. Now Stein, who was shown tremendous pace in the preseason race, he's down in P11, and it doesn't look like he's making up any time to P10, so he'll be wondering where that pace went as he continues pushing here on lap 13. So we'll go back now on board with Vapor, and it looks like Gaiden disconnected from the race, so Gaiden, who is in P3, but pretty much ghosted here, so Vapor's going to be able to get through just fine. Vapor's into the podium spots. So pretty clean race so far today by Vapor. Vapor, who is debuting today, as he was not able to get to preseason testing, so he'll be happy with this so far in P3 today. So it's another lap that just got done, and let's see, Space Cowboy Shep, he's able to find about half a second in the turn 1 and turn 2 alone, so I still think there's a chance for him to catch Domingos. We'll continue to monitor those times, but see, he was up like another 3 tenths or so, but he lost it for being a little bit too untidy in, what turn was that, turn 4?
Turn 4, yeah.
But he's still making a time.
It's 3 tenths of a second quicker in the first sector than Domingos.
Yeah. And it looks like there was, people in the chat saying that there may have been a collision between Vapor and Gaiden, so we'll see. It looks like the stewards will have their...
Vapor! Vapor's in the fast turn 12.
Oh, and Vapor, he bent it. He bent it out of turn 12. He touched that outside curb like you mentioned.
And there's a virtual safety car.
And the virtual
and
safety car.
And Domingos missed the pits! Oh god, no!
So we'll see now we'll see what Space Cowboy does here. He thinks about it, but he stays out on the mediums. Domingos is going to have... No, he's not going to have another lap to try to do that. He's not... The virtual safety car will be over by there.
He just missed out. Wow, unfortunate.
Doesn't look like anyone jumped into the pits. Vapor jumps into the pits. Probably to replace his wing. So this will be good for Vapor. This way he doesn't lose too much time in that pit stop. Yeah, Stein, it looks like Stein's saying that Domingo committed to a one stop, and that is true, but he could have jumped into the pits for a medium and he wouldn't have lost too much time. We'll see how that plays out, but I think that could come back to haunt him later on in the race. Again, we will see, because the gap still looks like it's about 12.4 seconds or so back to Space Cowboy, as the virtual safety car is done and they're back to green flag. The McLaren moves into P9 after passing Vapor, who was in the pits. So we're on board now in P7 with Scorpio. He's on 5 lap old hard, so that means he would have pitted on lap 10, 11 or so. And I wonder if he's going to be able to make it to the end, because that would be a 19, 20 lap stint on the hards, which would not be easy. He's going to be dealing with a lot of tire wear.
Space Cowboy just destroyed
He's closing the gap.
Domingos on this lap. Destroyed him. 3 seconds faster.
Vapor just, it looks like he lost control in the turn 9, turn 10 chicane, so he's lost out time again, but it doesn't look like he's damaged his car, so he'll be able to continue there. Broken controller into the pits, so he pitted for the mediums, and it looks like he's going to come out in P7, just ahead of the Mercedes. Let's go back on board with Shep. So Shep he's cutting that lead down. It was about 13 seconds a few laps ago, and now it's back down to 10.4 seconds.
Another second in the second sector.
Yeah, now I'm going to go on board with Domingos. Yeah, and as he locks up into turn 15, and now he's getting through turn 16, but you can start to see the wear on these 13 lap old hards. They're not able to do with whatever Domingo's asking of them. Just not quite enough grip, but he's going to try to keep pushing.
1.3 seconds on this lap.
Yep. And the gap is now down to about 10 seconds, and he's been able to cut about a second out of each lap, roughly, on average. So he's
Oh! Domingos just made a mistake almost in the fast turn 5.
and he's lost another second and a half almost here. As
And
Space
Space
Cowboy,
Cowboy.
yeah, he gets a track extension penalty.
That was coming. He had 2 warnings already.
So now we're on board with Bro Controller in P7, just behind Scorpio, 1.3 seconds behind Scorpio on the main straight, and he's going to want to try to get closer to that so that he can have some DRS here. Not quite close enough, but he'll try to keep pushing here. And yeah, it does look like he was able to fix that wing in the pits. Yeah, everyone in the chat is cheering Shep on to get a good result for Ferrari, but they have the same questions we do. You know, is he going to be able to make these hard last? And I think Stein Willems, I think it's going to be 17 laps, not 16 laps.
It will be difficult.
But he's
I think for Shep as well, it will be really difficult because he is killing these tires.
And as you're saying that, Bro Controller is making an overtake on the run down to turn 11 on Scorpio, and he gets by on the inside.
Really nice move. Really difficult move.
And what were you saying about Shep?
He's killing these tires.
Yeah.
Lap 4, but he's killing these tires. These mediums on this track, maybe he will last with this pace a couple more laps, but not too much. I think Domingos he knows what he's doing. He's careful. He's not attacking the corners so much. He knows what he's doing.
I think it's going to be close, but I do think that Space Cowboy can do this. And it looks like Steinlein just got lapped by Domingos, so crazy turn of events after having the pace for P1 in the preseason testing, but hasn't turned out well for him here. And he actually looks like he's been able to unlap himself. So he'll try to get away now to get back to the end of the field here. Now we're on board with Shep, and he's cut down the lead to 4.8 seconds, so
Unbelievable.
it really is remarkable how much he's been able to cut that gap down.
3 laps from 11 to 4. Sorry.
I think it started at 13.
13? Yeah, 13,
the gap
you're
was
right.
13.
You're right.
So what's going to be very important for Space Cowboy is to not make any mistakes. He can't lose progress here because he's been pushing these tires so much that if he loses any progress, he's going to have pushed those tires for nothing.
Archie is in the pits, serving his 5-second penalty.
So Hochi in the pits in P5, and he's actually had a really good showing today. Consistent, keeping her nose clean. I haven't seen too many time penalties issued to him. So Scorpio moves past Hochi into 6th as Hochi's in the pit.
And it's 2.6 seconds in the front.
Looks like there is a yellow flag in Sector 3. Looks like Milk Laren got a little bit loose in turn 15. But they're back to green flag. Milk Laren.
I love that name. Oh my god.
Alright.
And Domingos is in the pits.
Domingos in the pits. Domingos is in the pits.
So
now we've
sure
got...
he has to go.
Yeah, now he's going to go for the softs.
And
he's
5 seconds.
serving a time penalty, so that's going to hurt him.
Yeah, but Space Cowboy has a 3-second penalty as well.
Yeah, and Space Cowboy. Yeah, Space Cowboy by the end of this race is going to be on 16, 17 lap old mediums that are going to have absolutely no pace. So Domingo still has a chance here. He's got to push incredibly hard. He's 25 seconds behind.
Possible?
I do think it's possible because as these tires start to wear down, Um, I just think the mistakes are going to happen. That's when you start to lose even a second in a corner, when you get bent out of shape or you touch a curb and it upsets the car. And then Domingos is on the soft tires, but forget about just the soft tires. They're also on less fuel now, so he's going to be almost in a qualifying mode to try to be able to catch up to him. So we'll see. He's got to get past Nico John, and you would imagine that Racing Point would have given them some kind of team orders to let Domingos by, because they're on completely different strategies, and Domingos cannot waste any time in getting past Nico if he has any shot at the lead again. So we'll see what happens here, if there are any team orders on that.
I don't understand. I don't understand Domingos, why he came into the pits. I really do not.
He must have been suffering from too much tire wear. I did see him locking up quite a bit into the heavy braking sections, into some of the chicanes, so I'm not sure. Only Domingos knows.
Interesting, but I don't know, 25 seconds. He has to, well, eventually Space Cowboy will have a 3-second penalty, so that's just 21 seconds he has to cut off Domingos, and that's 4 seconds a lap, 3 seconds a lap, 2.5, something like that.
It's really not possible unless there are mistakes made by Shep.
Yeah.
But we also were saying the same thing about the original gap from Shep to Domingos, saying that maybe it wasn't possible, but he was able to catch him.
Yes, but it was 13 seconds, not 24, you know?
That's true.
That's
almost double.
Too much. Exactly.
With less laps to go. So we've got 9 laps, this lap and 8 more to go. Domingos is now 0.3 of a second behind Nico, and he needs to get past immediately. He's losing time in the dirty air. And he jumps down the inside. Nice bit of clean driving. The guys give each other plenty of room, and Domingos has passed. So I would imagine there were some kind of team orders there by Racing Point.
Yeah. For sure, he let him go.
Let him by on different strategies, and he was only able to cut down the gap by about a second on that last lap. So he's still got, minus the time penalty, he's still got about 21 seconds or so to go to try to catch up. Oh, and Bro Controller and Hochi Daisu are out.
Well. And safety car! Oh my god!
So
now this will be interesting.
Let's see what happens here. All eyes are going to be on P1 and P2. And Nico John.
He has to come in.
Nico John is in P3 with 11 laps on the hard. Yuppie's in P4 with 9 laps on the medium. Vapor 7 laps on the medium. Scorpio, yeah, Scorpio's into the pits. And he's going to go onto the mediums. So I wonder why he hasn't gone onto the softs, but now he's on.
I don't think he has a fresh set of softs.
That could be the case.
But Space Cowboy has to come in.
So here's Space Cowboy making an approach.
Has to. Oh, and he's not coming in.
He doesn't come in. He's going to hold on to the track position. And I think that is a big mistake, because he still would have came out in front of Domingos. So
yeah, exactly.
Not sure what's happening there. As Scorpio gets a time penalty for a collision with Steinmine. It looks like Steinmine may have hit him from the back. So, oh, and another one. There's McLaren with Space Cowboy. So the stewards are going to be very busy reviewing all the incidents after the race.
That was a really big mistake by Space Cowboy. Huge mistake. For sure, if he pits, he would come out in front of Domingos. And now, on 10-lap-old mediums, it will be really difficult. I think McLaren is in front of the pack here. I don't know if he can overtake the safety car or not. Yappi made a really nice comeback before. Nico John, just consistency. Vapor will have a really nice chance with those new softs. P6. It will be a really interesting 6 laps.
Yeah, it's going to be a
5
shootout.
laps.
It's going to be an absolute shootout. And as we're saying that, McLaren in pits, so he's going to get off those 15-lap-old cards. And he's serving a time penalty, but he'll be jumping onto the mediums. And he's changing out that front wing as well. So surely you would think that these soft tires are going to be the best tire, even if they are 4 laps old for Domingos, right?
Yeah. Yeah. As I was saying, Vapor will have a really good chance from 6th place to come up all the way to P3.
Yep. Yeah, he does. He does have a really good chance because everyone else in front of him is on at least 10-lap-old, excuse me, tires. They're gonna feel like they're 10 years old by the end of the race.
Oh yes.
That's
yes.
what I meant.
Sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, and I can't wait for the safety car to go in because I want to see what's gonna happen here for the battle.
Yeah, me too. It's exciting.
But the Ferrari drivers are gonna be wondering what is going on with Ferrari because just like the real thing, their pit strategy.
Oh god.
It's not making a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, it's messed up. But at least they are P1 and P4.
Yeah,
Yappi made a really nice comeback.
He did make a really nice comeback. He's still in the race. The safety cars helped him, but it doesn't change the fact that he's been driving very well today. And this is his first race as a reserve, so we'll be excited to see his progress and his results as the season continues. And it does look like Yappi got a time penalty.
Yeah, as I wanted to say, as we speak of him,
and Vapor,
5 seconds penalty.
Vapor went off track, and he lost some position. Here we go for the restart.
Again, Domingos just spun, just like Yappi, last corner.
He's lost. No, he's still in P2.
Oh, and Yappi.
Yappi makes up the position to P3. So Domingos just stays ahead in P2, but he's lost time. Now he's 3 seconds behind Space Cowboy. And now Domingos is going to have to push so hard to catch up to Space that this could nullify his tire advantage because he's going to be taking the life out of those stops.
I don't know if Yappi's overtake on Nico John was legal. I don't know if they crossed the line.
I think he must have crossed the line because otherwise the game would have told him to go back or he would have got a penalty. And I'm assuming by the fact that he hasn't received a penalty by now that that was a clean overtake. Yeah. But you're right, even on a restart, you do have to wait until the start-finish line before you can overtake. Now we've got Steinlein. Steinlein started in P15 from the back of the grid after not being able to put in a qualifying lap, but now he's into P5, so a solid drive from Steinlein today. He's on 8-lap-old mediums. Looks like he's going to be able to go to the end. But it won't be easy.
And Vapor is not really quick on those tires. He made a mistake as well. Turn 13.
It makes you wonder if he's got any kind of wing damage to slowing down his car, but he does. So he lost a piece of his wing. He lost the front right end plate. So that'll explain how he's breaking loose and all that. He doesn't have the downforce. So let's go back to Domingos. Now we're on board with Domingos. He's in P2 right behind Shep, Space Cowboy, and now he's cut the lead down to 0.9 seconds or so, 9/10 of a second.
Space Cowboy made a really big mistake then 3 and 4 as well. He ran really wide.
Well, that's where he lost time, but he was able to then stretch that gap a little bit again. So we're seeing that these mediums, they're starting to fall off, but it looks like he's still got grip.
Yeah, but don't forget the Domingos is in dirty air, so...
He is in dirty air, but the dirty air is also hurting his tires more than if he wasn't in the clean air. So I think Domingos only has like another 2 laps or so to really make a move before those tires completely fall off the cliff, but we're going to see what happens. So now I'm going to move back into P7, and that's guidance. I think that's the area that's controlling guidance, so we'll go back into P2 with the race for the lead here. Domingos is right behind. Yeah, he's right behind Shep. So 3 laps to go here.
The DRS will be available this lap.
And he's in DRS range, so... He's all over him. He's 6/10 behind him.
Yeah,
Okay.
Space Cowboy's tires just went off, I think.
I think so. Because now he's very, very, very close.
Oh, and he made a mistake as well. And on the braking as well. Domingos can brake so much later.
Yeah, it's those tires.
Let's see here.
There's also another battle happening for P3 as Nico John is starting to get closer and closer to Yuppie, who is in P3. Nico John in P4. Yuppie is on 14-lap-old mediums, and Nico is on 16-lap-old hard, so that'll be interesting to watch and see who can manage those tires better. As Domingos, we're on board Domingos, and he's 8/10 behind Shep as they get through turn 16. And now they're starting the penultimate lap. He's got the DRS. He's pushing, but he's not close enough as they go into turn 1.
He has to keep him under pressure.
He does. He's got to apply as much pressure as possible as they make the heavy braking down to turn 3. And as they get down through turn 4, as they approach the flat out turn 5. What's that?
Space Cowboy is really, really wide every time on turn 3 and 4 as well.
Yeah. Those tires are just about dead. But
So if I would be Domingos, I would go for turn 3 and 4 for sure.
applying the pressure there, huh? And push.
Yeah, for sure. Because he's really early on brakes, Space Cowboy, and he's wide as well, so that's interesting.
Normally it's one or the other, not both.
Yeah.
We're going to stay with this battle. There are a couple other battles about a second apart down in the order, but we'll stay here with onboarded Domingos, and he goes a little bit wide as he locks up on turn 15. And he's lost the DRS, so he's no longer in the DRS range, but he's just about a second behind. Steinmine is in P5, 6/10 behind Nico John in P4. We'll see if Steinmine can jump up into the 4th position before the end of the race.
I can.
So Steinmine is
on,
yeah, he's on 12-lap-old medium. Oh, and he misjudges his braking point, and he does hit Nico John in the back, and he's starting to get impatient here. So Steinmine will have to be careful that he doesn't get a penalty here or lose control of that car for being a little bit over aggressive.
And don't forget
contact again.
Don't forget Domingos doesn't have to pass Space Cowboy, he has a 3-second penalty.
That's true.
So I think that's it. I don't know if Domingos has any penalties, but Space Cowboy has a 3-second penalty, and I think that's it for him. I think Domingos will win this one.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how those the penalties change your order. But
Yeah.
it's a very difficult track in terms of track limits. It's not easy to keep it within the line, especially on some of these high-speed chicanes and the quick left rights.
Maybe Domingos knows that Space Cowboy has a 3-second penalty, so maybe he didn't want to push it. And yeah,
he crosses the line in P1, but Domingos does take P1. Space Cowboy had time penalties. Yuppie's across the line in P3. Nico's across the line in P4. Steinmine in P5. Scorpio's across the line in P6. So it's a 5-6 finish for Red Bull. Gaiden, looks like he left the race, but the AI is going to finish for him in P7. Vapor's getting around turn 13 in P8. That's unfortunate for Vapor because he was in a good position to make up a lot of places in the restart, that final restart. But he lost out, and even with those fresh thoughts, he's only able to manage P8. But that's a solid points finish for him today. And in P9, we got McLaren who's a lap down.
well, that was a brilliant race. Brilliant one.
That was a really great race. So let's actually see if we can invite Nico. And I'm going to invite Steinmine as well. See if we can ask him a few questions about the race. Or Domingos, excuse me. So we'll see if we can get him here for a second to ask him a couple questions about the race. And then especially Steinmine. Because I want to find out what happened with them in qualifying. So we'll see if they're able to join us for a second here. But now we're looking at the final results here. So Domingos P1, Shep Space Cowboy P2, Yuppie P3, Nico John P4, Steinmine P5. It's a great comeback drive after coming back from P15. Scorpio P6, Gaiden P7, Vapor P8, McLaren P9, Bro Controller P10, Ochi P11, Feeman P12, Rusty P13, Oso P14, and Nero in P15. So Domingos, if we have you here, congratulations on the win. Tell us how that went for you. So that's what we were wondering. So there was contact made from behind? But that was still a good recovery drive for you to make it back because you had a 1-point loss control. Yeah. Right. Right. That was smart driving, so congratulations to Domingos then in P1. And everybody, all eyes are on Domingos after you showed incredible pace in the preseason testing, even though that race didn't really pan out for you. But congratulations. And Steinmine. All eyes were on Steinmine as well after he was in P2 in the original preseason race before DNFing in that race. But you showed your pace there, and yeah, I mean, what happened in qualifying? Because I saw that you started at the back of the grid.
Yeah, my wheel disconnected, then I had to switch to controller, and then it got disqualified.
So that's unfortunate, but all eyes were on you for the race, and you made up a lot of positions, so you're able to fight back from P15 to P5. Tell us how that went.
Yeah, I don't know, it felt good, the car felt good, and I got a good setup.
You were channeling your your Verstappen vibes today.
Yeah.
How was the overtaking? Because this is a tough track to overtake on.
Yeah, it's a small track, but yeah, most cars just go out of the way for me or something. It was really easy.
Yeah. Well, you had a lot of pace today. And what about the strategy? So what strategy did you end up going? How many pit stops did you make?
I did 5 pit stops.
5 pit stops.
Yeah.
Well,
My wheel broke 3 times. My front wing.
you would think that your car is built by Ferrari or something because a lot of issues,
Yeah.
but congratulations on making it back up to P5 because you would have scored a lot of points at that. Now, the results are unofficial. A lot of incidents are going to be reviewed by the stewards, but nonetheless, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and with that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in to the Development Tier 2 race. We'll be back next weekend at Bahrain for more action on Saturday. And stick around also because tomorrow we're going to be having the Tier 1 race, and that's at 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time, 17:45 British Standard Time. So thanks again for joining, everybody. Thank you for the contestants for doing an interview, and thank you, Renee, for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yep. All right, take care, everybody.